Hey guys, how's it going? Apparently I'm just making a bunch of content today. That's how it's going. I don't really know why. I don't know why I'm on a hobby streak, content streak. But yeah, how are you? How's it going? Hope you're doing well. I'm just letting everybody know that I'm streaming. I should really figure out how to make, like, those nice little scheduled posts on Instagram to let people know. Because I always forget to do that. And I've gained, like, 50 Instagram followers since posting the Strawberry Night, which is pretty cool. I didn't know that was gonna happen, so that's really neat. Hello, Josh. Hello, Caleb. Hello, Adam. Wow, so many people so quickly. Hello to all of you. Welcome. Oh, Caleb, I'm so glad you love the newest video. I'm really proud of it. I think it turned out very nice, and I was really so glad to get the chance to share it with everybody. So I'm pleased that you like it. I had a lot of fun with it. I got to go diving through, like, free use footage on archive.com, which I've always wanted to do. Honestly, a lot of that was inspired by the fact that recently I was getting into... There's a whole subgenre of horror films called analog horror. And I watched this film called Skinamarink that actually terrified me, and I'm really kind of a horror junkie, but I so rarely find things that actually scare me. And I'm still on edge from that film, and I saw it at least, like, 2 weeks ago, I think, at this point. It's the first thing to actually scare me in years, so... That is not an attractive color. So I was really kind of psyched about that, and started... just sort of because there's a lot of, it was made on a budget of $15,000, which is no money. This is not going to work as a brown for me. I need to find a different brown. No money at all. So they used a lot of, spare, like, free use footage. In fact, they used one of my favorite old Fleischer cartoons in that film. And, like, I was watching it. I was in the theater. I saw it because we have a great local theater, and they did a run of it. And I'm watching the film, and I'm already on edge, right? Because this is actually scary, and I haven't seen a scary film that actually scared me in years. But, I start to hear the Cobweb Hotel song from the Fleischer cartoon Cobweb Hotel, which is one of my favorites. And I'm like, ain't no way. I'm just being pretentious in my own mind. Like, that's not actually what's playing here. Because that would be nonsense that I could identify it. I haven't seen that cartoon that many times. Though, lo and behold, it was, and I have. So, at the end, they credit all of the, like, the free use footage that they have and stuff like that. They credit it to archive.com. And so, I was like, oh, sweet. I should look through there for some stuff. And I watched a couple other analog horror things on YouTube and stuff like that, vaguely flirting with the idea of creating my own analog horror film, though when and if that happens, I really don't know. But yeah, so that was a lot of fun. Hello, Soda! The ice cream knight is one of your favorite things ever. I'm so glad. He's one of my favorite things that I've ever painted. And you won't believe this, but, I plan to top it with the Knight Dominus that I will eventually paint. The problem is just funding for the actual model right now, which I don't have, so that's kind of the stoppage there for me. I really want to continue and do more knights in more flavors, but they do happen to be some of the most expensive Warhammer models. So unfortunately for now, I just have the baby knights. to build up and do. Hang on 1 second. I know I've been talking a lot, but I need to turn the background music down a little bit. Ugh. Alright, that's much better. That's much, much better. Sorry about that. Alrighty. Ice cream chicken night. No, absolutely not. Maybe some Adeptus Titanicus nights? Maybe. Maybe. I do still have the baby nights to paint, so I will be painting those up. And probably by the time they're done, I should be planning for Adepticon expenses. So I'll keep an eye out for a discounted Knight Dominus, however unlikely I am to find one, but we'll see what happens. Of course, the problem is they shall also have all of their Forge World Knights there, theoretically speaking. So if I wanted to get a really, really big knight, or just a really different knight, I could do that. The other problem with that is that my friend Mark is going to Adepticon with me, and if he sees me spend, you know, a shit ton of money on GW plastic, he will never let me hear the end of it. So, well, again, we shall see what happens. Forge World Knights War Car. Well, I don't have a license, so I never learned how to drive. Maybe a kind person will 3D print one for you. That's a distinct possibility. I do have some 3D printer friends, but I gotta be honest, I really like the official GW model, like a lot, and the idea that I have for it, I think would work well with the official sculpt. So, I'm not necessarily looking to get a 3D printed one. Also, I don't know how many videos in a row people are gonna care about ice cream nights. As much as I love the video that I made, according to YouTube, it's not really actually doing all that great, so... Ugh, that kind of sucks. I mean, I put a lot of effort into it, and I had fun doing it, and that's more important than what the algorithm says, but it's still nice when your work is, like, well received, I suppose. But, that's what I get for painting extremely niche things in an already niche hobby. Yeah, also if I buy a Forge World Knight, I would then have to assemble a Forge World Knight, and there is a stream up of me assembling the regular Knight and crying, so, maybe not crying, but screaming. No, also not screaming, just being dramatic and complaining. Definitely complaining. There's a lot of bitching on that stream. It was a tough one. It's definitely a tough one to assemble. So, as for what I'm painting tonight, I am going to work on my, Necromunda just something or other, guys. I don't remember what the real name for this guy is. He's gonna be painted to look like a hamburger. So you can see I'm putting in the burger part, and then his shell is gonna be the bun, and his legs are going to be French fries, and he's going to have a little McDonald's guy riding on top of him. So, just doing the base colors on the test model, but I really like how this brown is turning out, so I'll probably just go ahead and paint it on the rest of the little buggies. And they will go with my Necromunda McDonald's army. You're making tacos! That is a good use of your time. Driving the burger car from SpongeBob, yeah. That's basically me. I would absolutely drive a burger car. Thank you for, yeah, the Howlmite Riders, I guess is what they're called. I did beat Elden Ring. I haven't done the Mikola's Halig Tree area yet, which is optional. I will have it known. But I did beat the final boss, and became the Elden Lord, which is really cool. I love that so much of Elden Ring centers around the idea of ambition and how it can serve you, or be to your detriment. Like, that's a huge theme in the game. And FromSoft games are always so vague. So while there seems to be, like, just kind of like how I talked about in my Bloodborne video, there's always this, like, consensus that sort of arises from people putting together the narrative, or saying this line or that line is translated wrong, or finding something in an item description. It's fun because you get to come away taking whatever you want out of the game, story-wise. And the whole game, really, people are like, a tarnished, I don't really know that's what your character is. I don't know if they're a race of people, or if that's just, like, a term. I never really figured out what a tarnished was, and that's kind of, I guess, central to at least a portion of the conceit of Elden Ring. But whatever they are, they're looked down upon. And the idea that one of them could rise to become Elden Lord is apparently pretty ridiculous. But that's exactly what your, like, goal in the game is. Which I did achieve. Spoilers, I guess? I mean, that's pretty obvious that at the end of the game you're gonna do the thing you set out to do. But yeah, it's a game that has a lot of characters directly say that is something unachievable, which is great in a FromSoft game where all of the enemies are super hard, and it does feel unachievable because it makes it all that more satisfying when you do achieve things. There are tons of characters, like there's a smith character named Hugh who wants to smith a weapon that could kill a god, which is a pretty insane goal. But, again, spoilers, so, you know, if you don't want to know how Elden Ring ends, tune in next time. But the final boss that you fight is a god, and you do kill it with a weapon that, in most cases, he strengthened, he smithed. So he got to accomplish his goal, you get to become the Elden Lord. Your ambition was not foolhardy, and you achieved what you set out to do. I also think that's great because Elden Ring seems to go against the conventions of what most, like, super successful games contain. They killed their own god by being successful. The god of the industry conventions. And that's really neat. So I liked it for that. There was some kind of, like, beautiful symmetry to that. Sorry, that was a really, 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 long-winded explanation of just, I had a good time playing a video game. Shout out to, one of our community members, Mundane Twig on Instagram, who helped me. Oh, I think it's actually Twig the Mundane on Instagram. Mundane Twig when chatting in here. But I got a lot of help playing Elden Ring with Twig's guidance. And that was pretty neat. sometimes I get a little bit lost. I like to have someone helping me figure out what to do next. Or like, you know, I'm struggling with this boss. Can you be a summon for me? And people will say that that's not a legitimate way of beating the game or whatever. To that I say, it's a FromSoft game. No matter how you beat it, that's legitimate. Let Me Solo Her helped, like, how many hundreds of people beat Mikola? So, like, it's fine. Or Melania, I think it is. It doesn't matter. However you beat that game, you did it. Which ending did I get? Anno, I got the one, just the vanilla one. The regular, you become the Elden Lord and usher in an age of fracture. I had all of the qualifications to get the Ronnie ending, but I didn't realize that you had to read the note on the ground, so I just picked up the head and put it back on the statue. But that's fine. I think I would have been a little, I don't know. The ending I got was really what I wanted. I just kind of wanted my little guy to be the Elden Lord and sit on the throne, and that's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm not mad about it. I got what I wanted out of that. Adam, you spent 8 hours trying to make progress in Elden Ring and returned it in frustration. That's fair. That's very fair. It's not a game that gives you any kind of guidance for when you're stuck, which can definitely be frustrating. There are times when I was confused about what I should do next, and I would just look up a game guide, because while I was confident that if I ran around long enough, I would be able to figure it out, I work a full-time job, and I like to paint miniatures, and there's only a certain amount of time that I'm willing to devote to exploring video games. So when I'd kind of exhausted that, I would just look up a hint or something like that. You know, a lot of, I don't know, there's like a stigma against that, but I'm like, bro, if nobody read the game guides, what's the point of writing them? I find them super useful, and I'm very grateful to the people who spend their time putting those together, because it helps folks like me actually get some enjoyment and some use out of the game. Yeah, but seriously, I understand getting super frustrated. I said in my video about Ava and Bloodborne that the first area of Bloodborne took me like 8 hours in and of itself to get through. Fiverr establishes an age of candy. The fallen leaves tell a story of how a painter became Elden Lord and ushered in an age of candy. That's about the extent of voice acting I can do. The voice actors for Elden Ring really sound epic and important. I think there's such a wonderful, like, feeling of discovery to Elden Ring that I really enjoyed. My favorite area was Volcano Manor. I really, really enjoyed that. That had a lot of interesting little twists. Of course, it had the classic, something evil lurking beneath the city trope that I'm just like, hell yeah. Let me find an elder god down there. Let me find something so gross and so wrong that they tried to cover up. Love that. Perfect. 10 out of 10. Elden Ring as a game, not a 10 out of 10 for me. There's a lot that I'm just like, yeah, they're asking too much of me. But that's like on my personal scale. I think as an achievement in gaming, it's probably very, very close to a 10. For me, it's probably like a solid, like 6.8, because I don't think I'm ever gonna replay it, really. I had a great time playing it, and I enjoyed it, but It's definitely not the kind of game that I'm gonna be like, oh man, you know what I miss? Elden Ring. I should play that again. Or maybe it will be. I don't know. But, it was very fucking hard, and I'm glad to be, done with it for now. I will be keeping all of my little stories that I made up in my brain for my, original little tarnished guy, and maybe I'll write those out someday. Take me back to the days of writing Bloodborne fan fiction when I was supposed to be doing other things. That'd be fun for me. Snake Girl is also nice. Yes, I love Raya. She's so nice. She's so cute. I love her. She turns into a snake? Like, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Soda, I don't know how you primed these, and I don't know if you're still in the chat and watching, but I absolutely love how you've done the zenithal on these, and it makes me almost not want to paint them, because they look so good in just this black and gray that it does feel like a crime. I don't know what recipe you used or how you zenithal these, or painted them to start. Please tell me. I want all of my miniatures to look like that for just a default. It's so nice. Enhanced Zenithal from Vince Venturella. Why am I not surprised? That man knows what he's doing. This stream is just killing time until Warhammer Weekly comes on. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I will abandon my painting so that I can listen to Vince and see what his take on the Gloomspite Gits battle tome is gonna be. Because I ain't know jack shit about how to actually play Warhammer that well, but him and his buddies sure do. Because I'm reminding it now, shout out to all the lurkers watching. You guys are cool. If you'd like to drop a like and subscribe, that would be neat. If you don't, that is also okay. I'm just happy you're here. And I remembered to shout you out today. It's black undercoat, then a white centerfold, then put on known oil and a dry brush of pale sand. Okay. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna try that out on whatever model maybe I'll try that out on my baby knights. I still gotta build all of them. One of them's half built, but the rest I was like, man, I wish I didn't have to build two of them fully as like the AdMech guys, and two of them as the Imperial guys. I wanted four of the Imperial looking ones, but they only give you two of each, like, set of pauldrons, so you have to build 2 and 2. You can't build 4 and 0, which is just annoying, because that'll kind of throw off all of my Imperial aesthetic for the Sunday nights, or whatever I end up calling these guys. Maybe I'll find someone who also bought the night box who, for whatever reason, wants to have all AdMech panels, and they'll be like, hell yeah, I'll trade you. I don't think that's gonna happen, though, because the Imperial pauldrons are the cooler ones. I like them a lot. Well, maybe, I don't know, maybe someone out there is doing a Dark Mechanicum army. Like, I still want the chainsaw weapons, so I can build them as chainsaw men. But I want the Imperial pauldrons. I really like this bug. This is the best model. He's the coolest. I don't know what I'm gonna name him. I've got names for all my other little McDonald's guys, but I might try and paint some of his flags to look like the menu that you can order from at a McDonald's. So, we'll see about that. By AdMech, do I mean the melee ones or the ranged ones? Okay. On the box, we're imagining the cover of the knight box. You got your big knight, and then you've got your little knights and your little knights. There's blue little knights, and then there's red little knights. I don't want the pauldrons from the red little knights. I do want the pauldrons from the blue little knights. Does that make sense? Pictures. GW customization struggles indeed. I got so into that and did all the hand gestures, and now I'm like, what the fuck was I painting? Oh, right, we're still working on our test model. I just like that hamburger color, so I painted it in. Recently found a Spinosaurus skull with mechanical parts as a knight head as an STL. That's pretty dope. I don't have a 3D printer. I don't want a 3D printer because I would just frickin', Oh, I might be able to find someone to trade because the red melee knights are the better ones in the book right now. I don't want to trade the actual weapons, though. Like, I'd like to have 2 that have guns and 2 that have chainsaws. But I just want the pauldrons to be imperial and, like, the little shields and stuff. Aesthetically, they need to all fit. I could give a fuck about the weapons. This is the problem when trying to model for painting as opposed to logical wargaming. Find yourself favoring aesthetic over practicality. I mean, it could be just an interesting challenge for me to figure out how to customize. That's fair, you know? I could do that. But we'll see what happens. It's not like I really need a knight army. I could just paint up the baby knights and the rest, and then have like that, and then not buy a knight dominus, but I want a knight dominus. I have a really good idea for how to paint one. So I'm probably going to do it at some point. The important thing for me to remember is that finishing up the projects that I already have is a completely legitimate way of painting, and I don't always have to buy something new just because it's shiny. The new thing will still be there in 6 months. And I'll probably still be just as excited about a Knight Dominus then as I am now. Also, probably good to take a break from painting huge miniatures because I painted 2 knights in a row, and that might not have practically been the smartest thing to do. Spinosaurus skull STL getting shared around, hell yeah. The Hamburglar's name is Hamilton B. Urgler, if that helps. I mean, it doesn't necessarily help, but it also doesn't hurt. Like, I wasn't particularly fussed about knowing the Hamburglar's name, but that is a funny pun, so I do appreciate it. I'm not gonna spoil The Last of Us for anyone who hasn't seen the latest episode. All I'm gonna say is that I am really enjoying where this show is going, and I'm eager to see what it does next. It is, once again, nice to have something to look forward to watching every week. Like, when new episodes of The Mandalorian come out, and then everybody's like, oh man, gotta get our Mandalorian together. or when House of the Dragon was coming out and everybody was into that. I tried watching Sandman and I didn't like it, so that one I kind of had to skip. You know, I was like, not really for me. And then there was another one, Wednesday. Everybody was watching that, and then I watched that and was like, this is kind of mid. Not really a fan. So it's nice that I'm back on the content trend. Back to enjoying the popular thing. And I have not played The Last of Us video game, so all of this is pretty new to me. Which is fun. I think that's got most of the paint this way, but thanks for stopping by, Adam. You have a good one. Hello, Atomic Topher. How's it going? Hello, Roz. Yes, I agree. Last of Us does slap. Maybe I'll play the video game at some point. Probably I won't. I'm not in the mood for a shooter right now. So if I do feel in the mood to shoot stuff, I should really go back to Control. Because, I didn't beat that. I just switched over to Elden Ring. And I promised myself I couldn't buy that game Stray about the little cat until I beat Elden Ring. But I have beat Elden Ring now, so I can buy that game Stray about the little cat. Which makes me excited. I wonder if these guys ride across the wasteland with like that magic microwave from Spy Kids that you could just instantly get McDonald's at. You know what I'm talking about? That's gotta be what they're carrying around in their backpacks. Like this little guy out here door dashing. I guess they're Hellmite riders or something. They're door dashers. I could name them Postmates, DoorDash, Uber Eats, and there's gotta be another one that I'm just not thinking of. Isn't there like Deliveroo or something? Like different places in the world have their own little delivery services. I think I'll leave that one at the top blank because I can paint it to look like a little brown paper bag. That would be really cute, honestly. Alright, you get some sleep, Ano. You deserve it. It's always late there. Thanks for stopping by. Best thing President Sylvester George Clooney Stallone ever gave us? Sorry, did he give us The Last of Us somehow? I'm not familiar with how that happened. Or maybe you're talking about something else, and I didn't follow the conversational flow there. It's nice that these guys still look all McDonald's-y before I paint in all of the stripes, too. That's always a relief. So funny, the stuff I'll catch myself worrying about on my miniatures. Do these look enough like a McDonald's play place? You tell me. painting his little red clown shoes. Oh, he has more packs on his backpack. We'll have to get those too. So many details on these little guys. But that makes sense. I mean, they're carrying around basically their whole lives with them. It's very, what's that one with Norman Reedus where he's got the fetus strapped onto his chest? Someone knows the name of that video game. Oh, you're talking about George Clooney and Spy Kids. Gotcha. Gotcha. I forgot he was in that. It's been an age and a half since I watched Spy Kids. My little sister was obsessed with, like, gadgets as a kid. She thought they were really cool. And to be fair, they are really cool. So, I saw Spy Kids so many times when I was young. Because she always wanted to watch it. That it's just been one of those ones where I'm like, nope, I'm good. I don't need to watch this again. I think we even saw Spy Kids 3D in theaters before, like, 3D movies were good. And it was, you know, it's fine. It's fine. It was certainly a movie that I watched. No shade to the creators of Spy Kids. There are some movies that you watch too many times in your childhood, and then you never want to watch again. On a scale of 1 to Happy Meal, how McDonald's is this? Well, he's gonna be riding a giant burger with French fries for legs. I kind of don't know how much more McDonald's than that you can legally get. So probably Happy Meal on that scale. Probably a full Happy Meal. Yeah, it's kind of neat. Like, definitely, I guess people go through eras of spy films. And now we have, like, I guess it's not technically a spy film, but, and maybe it's just because Daniel Craig's in it, but we have our Knives Out and our Glass Onions now. And that scratches the itch. At least for me. I also remember how much as a kid I loved to rewatch films over and over and over again. I don't do that quite as much as an adult, and I wonder why that is. But definitely as a child, that was something that I just, yep, put it on again. Robin Hood, Dumbo. I don't know why. I mean, when I was really, really young, I liked Dumbo. Watching that, doesn't really hold up. Kind of an uncomfortable film. Not your best work there, Disney. You know what else I found while browsing archive.com? They have full-ass Disney sing-along videos up there. I don't know if you guys remember those, but I, like, distinctly remember the opening to those Disney sing-along videos. It's like a Professor Owl in a classroom full of these little birds. And I don't know why, but, like, watching that again brought back so much nostalgia. It was really crazy. The creator of Spy Kids also did Dusk Till Dawn, Machete, and Sin City. Well, you know, It's just like George Miller, who did Mad Max, Mad Max Fury Road, and then also Happy Feet and Babe 2, Pig in the City. Sometimes you gotta just take the job that pays. Or, you know, maybe you want your kid to be able to see one of your film. Yeah, a brainy owl with a graduation cap. Yes! Yes! Roz! And he's blue! You know what I'm talking about. You've seen it too. The adult struggle of being too lazy to rewatch film. Well, I mean, thinking about it, I owned way less films as a kid than I have access to now. I can watch anything, basically. At any point in time. With the power of the internet, nothing is forbidden. I watched Chinese animes that did not have releases in America as they came out through Tumblr uploads to Google Drives. That's how I watched Modao Zushi for the first time. I was watching fan translations by Tumblr users in hidden Google Docs accounts, alright? Hell yeah. Like, shit was so dope. I did not have access to that kind of film library as a child. What I did have was a VHS of The Lion King 2, Simba's Pride, that the movers stole or lost when we moved houses. And I remember being more distraught about that than would seem logical for a child. We never did replace that with a new copy of it, and I've not seen that film in years, but I can't imagine that it holds up. I do know that Zero terrified me, though. Solid Disney villain because was afraid of as a child. Which, circling back to where this discussion of analog horror and shit started at the beginning of the stream, as a kid, I was afraid of, like, everything. As an adult, I'm afraid of, like, nothing in film. So, it's fun to be afraid of something again in a horror movie. But yeah, it's hard to, like, be like, oh yeah, most horror movies don't scare me, and then also be like, I was horrified by the witch in Snow White, and also Radcliffe in Pocahontas, and also everything else as a child. Every Disney villain was scary. Except Hades. I don't think I was ever scared of Hades. Was scared of the Fates, but not Hades, which I don't think I'm wrong for. Fate is a scary thing. That might have been solid, Baby Fives. You might have known what was up. Fiverr's Disney sing-along video when? Bro, no one wants to hear me sing. I do not have the voice for it. I did almost use a clip from a Disney sing-along video in the video I just put out, but I figured my intro was probably long enough already that I should wrap that up. Asking people to sit through 30 seconds of a vintage ice cream commercial is likely pushing it. I thought it was funny, though. And since people didn't seem to completely abhor my Evangelion Bloodborne video essay sort of style, I might be mixing in clips on the regular. It does take longer, but I don't care, it looks cooler. What'd you guys think of the new title cards and stuff like that? Do you like those? Oh, well, Roz, that's sad for me. I was excited to have a moment where we shared the same nostalgia for something. But that's okay. That's okay. I'll endure. I'll move past this. Cards are cool. Cards look great. Awesome. My friend Esseric did the art. Friend I went to art school with. I've had those that drawing of Starboy around for years, and I messaged. It's like, yo, you mind if I use this? And showed the title card mock-up. And Esseric was like, hell yeah, you gotta. So I was really excited about that. It's hard to top ice cream as a valuable food. I know! I was straight dying. Like, I could, when I found that clip, which, by the way, if you search for, like, vintage ice cream commercial or something like that, I don't remember the exact phrasing that I had. But when I was looking that up on the website, that was the first result. Result number 1 was the perfect choice. And it said, ice cream is a valuable food. I was like, yup, that's going in the video. For sure. So I was pretty pleased about that. Ice cream is pretty rad and hard to beat. Yeah, I'm excited about the title cards. I will be getting a few more pieces done by my friend, and you might see a couple other Starboy images scattered throughout future videos, because I really liked how it had that kind of gave me Care Bears, Lisa Frank vibes, and frankly, I'm just gonna chase the things that I enjoy, regardless of whether or not they bring me any kind of gain. I think I just need some wins now and again, just for me. So, I mean, not that I've, like, ever not really, like, as far as YouTube goes, I pretty much just make the stuff that I want to make. But I would like to also have it look better quality, and while I can't necessarily improve on my camera right now, because cameras are super expensive, I can at least add in graphics and editing and stuff like that. And the video didn't look super crunchy either, which was great. The export worked the way that it was supposed to. Does that make me want to re-export the Evangelion video? Yeah, it does, but I'm probably not going to do it. I think I need to preserve stuff like that for posterity's sake and be like, yep, sometimes you make imperfect things, and that's okay. It really is the year of the fiver. Not really. Trust me, there are things going on in my life that assure me this is not my year. Not yet, anyway. But, just see what happens. You wouldn't think that it's only February. Not that much could have happened, but... Bro, life keeps coming at you sometimes. It ain't always easy. It is easier than years I've had so far, though. So, we'll stick with it. And I am making art that I really enjoy. I think I might do, a week from now or next week. I don't know exactly. But I want to put out every month just, a reel of all of the painting that I did that month. Just sort of do a turntable of everything that I painted and how far I got with it, so that I can kind of recap month by month what everything looked like and where I was at. And then at the end of the year, I can do like a year in review kind of thing, which might be sort of interesting and fun. I don't know. I'm saying that I want to do that now, but we'll see what, like, 3 days from now, me who actually has to edit and film that could be. Could private the old and link it in the Discord instead of a re-upload. I could. Or link in the description. I see what you mean. I could do that, but I'm still trying to get this channel monetized, and privating or unlisting anything is gonna affect my watch hours, so I'm just gonna leave it how it is for now. And see how that goes. Unfortunately, your watch hours only count for a 365-day period, so they will kind of start to degrade a little bit because it's been a year, so I basically have to try and get enough watch hours that I can reach 4,000 before the clown collab hits again, because I probably won't be able to make up those views from last year, and it'll only be looking at 365 days. So I don't know if I'll be able to get monetized. I don't really have the viewership right now, but we'll see how it goes. That's okay. Like, it's a goal. It would be nice if it happened, but we'll see what happens. Yeah. Getting monetized is a struggle, and that's okay. I'd really just like it so that I can do charity streams or something like that, and you can link the donate button right there, and it'll have the little, and like people can send you super chats and things like that, but if that doesn't come to pass, then that's okay. Not everything always has to work out the way that I hope that it will. But also, that's not a lost cause. I still have like half a year to get there. So we'll see what happens. I didn't really post any footage of Adepticon either, and I imagine that's gonna be a pretty interesting thing for, like, who doesn't love a good I went to Adepticon vlog style video? I live for that shit. So yeah, I'll keep making stuff and we'll see where we get. It's more important to me that I make things that I enjoy and want to share with people. And so far that's happened a lot more this year. I feel like I've been much more satisfied with the level that I'm painting at. So I'm happy about that. My Night Titans have definitely reaffirmed to me that I have a unique style to paint with and that it is worth painting in. But you know, we have gained some subscribers and stuff like that, so the channel is bigger now than it was last year, and that's pretty cool. I remember when I made my first video, I would be happy if I just got a handful of subscribers and a couple people watched the video. I didn't really expect the channel to be big enough where it would make sense for me to stream because people would hang around and watch that and enjoy it, so I'm pretty happy that that came to pass. The tan that I need to finish off the carapace shell is on another desk. I don't feel like getting it right now. I'm gonna make this yellow instead. Probably just move on to base coating other parts of the other bugs. The year of the chocolate bunny. I don't know exactly what to paint next. I do have an idea to do a video about how to paint candy textures. Again, it's not a video that I expect will do particularly well because I don't think many people in the Warhammer hobby are looking up tutorials for how to paint that, but I find it useful because couple people asked me questions about how I paint stuff, and it's nice to be able to have resources to share with people. Also, as you can see from me having a lot of opinions on how to paint waffle cone, I have a lot of opinions on the subject. And it might be kind of useful to put those down and share those with other people. It's the sort of stuff I would have liked to know when I was first doing candy paint jobs, and a couple other people have started doing candy paint jobs. This could easily just be the year that I paint a lot of big robots to look like sweets. I do have the big towel thing. I don't remember what he's called. Somebody can tell me, I'm sure. But the big chonky one, well, he doesn't actually have any arms. He's just a big guy with big legs and a giant gun and like missile launchers. That guy. I have him. He needs to be painted like a key lime pie, so I'll get around to that eventually. And that'll be pretty fun. But that's like, I think that's one of the bigger Tau models. I don't want to say that it's the biggest, because I think they have some like Forge World kind of stuff. You know, and that's always huge. It's always unreasonable. Storm Surge, yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Do I want to start painting this guy? He's so cool. He's the best one that I have, and I'm worried that if I paint him, I'll mess him up. A worry that I still have. He actually needs to have the top of his staff replaced with something. I don't know if it got snapped off. I think I have the spare part for it in the box. I don't know if I have any plastic glue to hand. Yeah, Soda was kind enough to green stuff it to the base. Not green stuff, it's blue tack. Sorry, you're seeing the inside of the box right there. So I have it, but it's got all this blue stuff gunked up into it. Blue tack. I don't know how to get all that off. So it looks great from the front, right? Like, that looks fine. But then from the back, it's kind of nasty. So, I thought I might look in one of my bits bags. Can't say a bits box, really, because it's really just some select pieces. But we might got something in there that can help us out. That's a surprise tool that will help us later. I've got some 3D printed stuff in here as well, because I don't store stuff in a logical way. Could put a giant Zinch disc on there, except that doesn't look very good. I've got this fun lizard banner, which appears to be the same diameter. And then he'd have more little friends. I'm always in support of someone having more little friends. Actually looks pretty cool. And it fits like it was meant to be there. That's pretty dope. I think I'm probably gonna go with that. Roz was kind enough to let me steal all of their absolute bets bits at Gen Con last year. I have this, but I think it might be too short, although it looks pretty cool. Maybe I could attach it somewhere else. Bug armor? No. We don't need to make this a whole kit bash project. We just need to do one or two things. I do have these hands from the Ava as well, which are kind of fun. But I think that the lizard banner is the real winner there. So I think that's the one I'm gonna go with. Oh my gosh, look, a tiny rat. I forgot about you. You can use the blue tack to sponge off the blue tack. It sticks to itself. Don't use plastic glue, it's resin and needs super. That's a top tip right there. Thank you, sir. You assembled it so well and primed it so well that I genuinely could not tell that that was resin. Forge World resin, no less. You know, Soda, I may actually have to admit that there's a bit of a difference when you clean your miniatures, because that looks dope as hell. Replace staff with McDonald's golden arch made from green stuff. I don't trust my ability to sculpt that well. You did decide that your Halloween Cruel Boys banner carrier is going to be big orange and black Halloween lollipop? Hell yeah, Topher. When you paint that, you have to tag me so that I can see it. I would love to see that. I really like how this lizard banner works, so that's what we're gonna go with. I don't know if I have any super glue on hand. Let's see. Nope, not in here. It's probably on my other desk, which I only hobby at during my breaks. This is super glue, but I don't know. The state of this bottle is concerning. Like, this bottle has evolved into an eldritch nightmare. It is covered in dust. Don't really know what kind. The cap is attached in a way that makes you question why, and also, is something growing there? Now, if we can twist the cap off, we can potentially get in there and find some useful glue. So let's see. Don't bite your super glue bottles the way that I'm definitely not doing off camera. Oh, he's stuck. Oh, shit. Okay, or you can do that. You can just snap the top off. It looks shiny, so that might be viable. But the bottle isn't squeezing at all. I don't know if we've got anything there, folks. I don't know. We're gonna find out, though. Let's see. I'm just gonna use this plastic bag, and we'll see if anything comes out. I can feel you all judging me for the state of this super glue, okay? I can feel it. I don't need it. I don't need your chagrin, your judgment. Keep that to yourself. I'm not looking. I'm not gonna read it. I am gonna dip a paintbrush in here and see if any super glue comes out. God, it is so crusty. No, there's nothing. That's not viable. That has expired. This is dead. I'm going to throw it away. You respectfully disagree that they're your best now. Well, they were the best that you had at the time. Okay, look, here's another bottle of super glue. Is this one viable? Ooh, we have the twist. We have the twist. Do we have the pour? Nothing's coming out in the pour. Let's get a paintbrush in there. Do we have anything? Oh, no, we are hitting just a base that is completely dry glue. That is expired as well. That has not survived the test of time. That is unfortunately the 2 bottles of super glue that I had sitting around in that drawer. Let's investigate drawer number 2. It appears to be all paint. Is it all paint? Yes. It is all paint. You know what I do have? I don't have super glue on hand. But I have fake whipped cream, which is an adhesive as well. Let's do us a little experiment. I know it's a fancy model that I paid for and didn't assemble. I should use the proper tools for it. That's the voice in my head, not necessarily you guys. But if you are thinking that, then it is you, and I'm still just gonna do what I want. My model. Well, Soda's model that I bought secondhand, so it belongs to me now. There we go. I just let the old stuff dry in the bottle because honestly, cleaning it out is kind of a pain, and I don't know how to do it in a way that makes any more sense than that. Et voila! Now we just have to see if that will harden in a reasonable amount of time to work as an adhesive. Hello, Josh. Welcome back. You have seen my super glue. I am still live. The picture will probably look frozen for a little while as I hold these pieces together to see if we can use synthetic whipped cream as a reasonable adhesive, or if I will have to get up from the table and try super glue. Do I have a Harbor Freight near me? Yes, I do actually. Total fiver move. Forgets to put the cap on super glue for 4 years and uses whipped cream as the new super glue. Listen, I'm an innovator. I'm a champion in this hobby. I do not know if this is gonna work. It feels kind of like it's working. Like, you know when super glue is still tacky and hasn't quite set yet? So we'll give it another, like, minute or so. I don't know. If it's not set in a minute, I'm gonna move on. But sometimes it's worth it to experiment because it's fun. Also, I'm sorry, Soda, if you were like, you should use the official bit. Actually, for Necromunda, I feel like that's the least community that's gonna be... Yeah, that's not gonna work. The community that's the least likely to be like, you need to use all GW sanctioned plastic for everything. Should really find something to do with this whipped cream now that I have it. Let's base something. I have to do something with that. Hang on. I'll grab some super glue and something else and I'll be right back. Alright. I finished up these little Malifaux gummy bears. And I didn't know how to base them or what to use, but I have this ready to go, so we're gonna use that. Just give them some little frosting bases. This is what happens when I put anything on a separate desk and then don't want to get up to get it. Because did I also grab the color that I needed to finish base coating the burger bun parts of these bugs? Absolutely not. I didn't think about that when I was over at the other desk. Is this stuff toxic? I have no idea. Am I gonna scrape it off with my finger anyway? Absolutely. And then I'm gonna complain about the texture of it to you guys, because well, you're not a captive audience, but you're choosing not to leave, and that's your own fault. I should really keep some, like, wet wipes or something on the desk for the amount of times I do that. That's okay. Harbor Freight super glue is cheap and decent. That is GW sanctioned plastic. Let's see, and what other candy bits do we have in here? I ask as I dip my finger in the stuff that I just wiped off. We are not being a neat hobbyist today. We're being a chaos hobbyist. I got some chocolate bits. Chocolate sprinkles. Cake bits. What else have we got? The very last of my, like, Fruity Pebble bits. I don't know if we'll have enough to do all the bases. Little packet of fake gummy bears. Those are going to be too big. I am running low on candy supplies. Oh no. Time to make another order. Ooh. I didn't know I had chocolate. I have a whole thing of unused chocolate whipped cream. That's good to know. I have another tube of plastic glue. Is it horribly dried up? Probably. Okay. Alright. We got some options. We got a few things that we can do. A few directions. Oh, I do also have some chocolate, some fake chocolate sauce, fake strawberry sauce, and fake caramel sauce. So that's kind of fun. Spend all those time painting those bears' feet. Cover it up just the same. What you gonna do? You getting frosted. You getting frosted. That's okay. Can probably scrape some off and apply it to the other bases. I'm not any good at piping whipped cream. I can't really do any patterns or anything fancy. I'm not very good at decorating cakes in real life. What I'm sure is despite popular opinion. I'm just waiting for the day that somebody asks me if I was like a cake decorator or something, and I have to be like, nope, I'm just really obsessed with this nonsense. I did get frosting on the bear's butt. Don't know how I feel about that. Nice thing about this is I just be like, yep, I finished some models today, because I don't count my models as finished until they're based, so. Didn't intend to finish any projects on stream, but could end up doing one just by sheer happenstance. Kind of look like they're in an icing swamp now, which is fun. These are supposed to be Candyland themed, so I'm not opposed to that. Because there is a chocolate swamp that Gloppy lives in, canonically, on the correct version of Candyland on the board. Learn your lore. Use that actual chocolate sauce that hardens? You mean turtle shell? Nah, man. I try not to use any actual food materials, because there's... oh shit, that's not good. There's no guaranteeing any kind of long-term stability with those sorts of products. Also, I don't want anything to start to mold on a model. I feel like that would be extremely gross. And yeah, it would make me feel really shitty. Like, can you imagine if I had put the amount of work into something like a night, only for it to get moldy, like, a couple of months later? Ugh, no. No thank you. Also, ugh, no to the texture that is currently on my hands. I'm not happy. I've done this to myself, I know. But also, I'm dying. I need to just tough it out and finish putting whipped cream on these bears. And then I can go and wash this off my hands. Because it's a little sticky, so it doesn't feel great. I should also probably put some of the dust or sprinkles. I think I'm going to go with the yellow sprinkles for kind of like a birthday cake look. There's like these little yellow cake crumbs. I don't know, what do you guys think? I kind of want to try the rainbow ones, even though I really don't have enough of them to justify. I guess I could buy more. Like, that's an option. Because I think the rainbow has it read more candy. Yeah, we'll just go with the rainbow ones. We'll fish the crumbs out of there. We'll make it work. And then we'll just get more to base the rest of the Malfomies. Because clearly I need to put in an order if I'm down to just the scraps of candy basing materials. Just the scraps. I'm gonna go wash my hands. I'll be right back. I will be right back. Josh, be reasonable. Don't make me have to silence you. Oh, hello, Hector. Hello. Hello, buddy. I'm not done yet. I know, I got up. Great Necromunda Bake Off. I like that. That's a good title for something, honestly. Alright. Hi, baby. Yes, you're still baby. You will always be baby, Hector. Yes. Even if you don't want to be, you have baby energy. Yeah. I know. The audience probably really wants to see you, but I have to put sprinkles on these bases. So give us a second, darling. My sweet darling boy. I think there might just be enough left in these jars for me to have basing material for all of these bases. But barely. Ironically, these models are called barely together. So if anything was going to barely fit, or have barely enough, then it tracks that it should be these fellas. This whipped cream is almost too set, so I really have to push those in there. It doesn't have a huge amount of working time, but I find it has just enough for my purposes. That'll do for this one. And then you're getting the very bottom of the barrel, sir. I'm so sorry. There's just nothing but crumbs for this one. That's okay. What are sprinkles but fancy crumbs? What are sprinkles even made out of anyway? These ones are made out of polymer clay. But I'm talking real sprinkles. That actually looks pretty dope for considering the fact that I had none of anything left. Alright, I'm satisfied with that as some basing. I realize now that my phone is super out of focus and you couldn't see jack shit of what I was doing, but I was putting tiny clay sprinkles on these guys. Alright. That is gonna sit over there. It's gonna be cleaned off. Leave the top to dry out so I can scrape the plastic out of it later. That's empty. Gonna pack all that supply away, and then we can get back to whatever the fuck I was doing before I got super distracted. These need to go back in their bag. I was gonna attach the top part to that, and I picked up super glue to do it. And I lied to you all by grabbing a lid from the plastic glue and putting it on top of the super glue to make it look like it had a lid after showing you my ancient crusty super glue. But that is in fact an illusion, and it was also sitting out without a lid on it. We see a theme here. We see a theme here. Am I willing to do literally anything to change that? Probably not. Come with me, little gummy bear. You and your brethren shall dry out. And be ready in time for my next game of Malifaux, whenever that might be. Hi, Keegan. I've been working on some Necromunda tonight, and I randomly decided to base some of my Malifaux minis, and yeah. I'm so sorry that YouTube did not send your message so that I could chuckle at it. You said, bad day and goodbye to all of you. This is Evil Keegan, and I hope you are all miserable this evening. Is that what it said? Is this for some reason not normal Keegan we've encountered on chat, but Evil Keegan? I don't know how to deal with that. In the words of an iconic character from Soul Eater, I just don't know how to handle that right now. Fucking Krona is the best. Another non-binary character with anxiety, like yours truly. Iconic. I don't have the pink hair, though. Tonight you're inspired to start working on your 40k army because a dude in your local game store posted his death dread and it gave you thoughts. I don't know why those thoughts were lustful in your recollection, Keegan. But, death dreads are fun. Can verify that. Look at that. Look at that. So, this is the nice part of buying secondhand models. Is that you get to do goofy stuff. Like put this stupid lizard flag on a guy. Now he's gonna look different than all of the other guys. This is my new favorite guy. We gotta come up with the best name for this guy. He's my favorite. He's the best one. Do you ever sometimes just have a model and you're like, you are the chosen one. You're the best of all the guys that I got. This is the best guy. I love him. He also has a hat just like the Crunch Boss. For those of you not up to date on the lore that I constantly make up, the Crunch Boss is a goblin that I will be painting someday, who will look like Captain Crunch. Hello, my Discord is blooping. Goober, you are consistently the only person who lets me know when my Discord is making noise, and I appreciate you for that. Everybody else just lets it go. They're like, this is fine. It's so unprofessional. I should know. That, I mean, it's my fault that it's blooping. Okay, that's on me. But like, tell me, and I can fix it. I can do something about it. Could actually solve a problem. The Nomads are shaping up to be your favorite group of models from me? Oh, that's really neat. I'm very happy with them. I posted a photo in my personal Discord, and maybe I'll share it on Instagram, but I'll definitely send it to you, Keegan, of one of the first models that I ever, it's actually the first model I ever entered in a painting contest at my local game store. And it's just like a WizKids model. It's a Remmerhaus, but I painted it up to look like a giant French fry. And the game store has prizes for a staff pick and for a popular vote. And it's just like store credit, right? But I actually won. I can't remember now whether I won the popular vote or the staff pick. But my little French fry guy, he won. So that's pretty neat. It was the first painting contest I've ever won. I went on to win 3 other painting contests at my local store, and then win Best Painted in that local league for my Age of Sigmar army. To be fair, not a lot of people play in that Age of Sigmar league. There's like 7 or 8 of us, but still, it feels nice to win Best of something. I've never won Best of anything before. I worked on that Cruel Boys army through some of the toughest times in my life, so I'm very proud of the fact that I managed to pull out the W with them. I actually really miss Age of Sigmar. It's been a while since I've been able to go, but I play D&D at the same time now that Age of Sigmar is going, so I only get to do one. And I really like the group that I play D&D with, so someday I'll go back, you know, we'll have an off week or something, and I'll get a couple more games in. See the old gang again. That'll be nice. They're a good group, and really encouraging, too. Cooper is also the one making it bloop. Well, I guess that does make a difference there. That's how you know it was my Discord blooping and not your Discord blooping. That is a lot of yellow on the board. Yes. I like yellow. Yellow's a great color. Me just keep on winning. Not really. But we did win the most important thing in that competition. We won Party Boy. That was the prize, was I got to pick a kit. And, like, they sent me, I got to choose whatever I wanted, and all of my Age of Sigmar fellow players were actually really sweet. And they wanted me to go first, because I did end up placing last overall in actual, like, play ability. I was the worst ranked player. Which isn't surprising. But, yeah, and Cruel Boys weren't very strong, at the time, as far as I'm aware. But, yeah, so I had first pick. I could have picked anything on that table. There were definitely models that, money-wise, were worth more. Models for armies that I actually play. I don't know why exactly I saw the Chaos Spawn kit and had to have it. I'm really glad that I picked that one, though. I am having a minor anxiety because I don't know exactly which display case Party Boy is in at this exact moment, which makes me want to rifle through all of my display cases and storage totes to check and find him. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to finish this stream, and then I will locate Party Boy, who is not missing. He's in either storage case 1, storage case 2, display case 1, or display case 2. I just don't know specifically which of those locations he's in. But yeah, I don't know why exactly I chose the Chaos Spawn kit, but then after creating Party Boy, I was pretty pleased that I chose the right one. I'd love to have a Starboy model at some point. That would be really fun. He'd be so cute. I just like models. Painting minis is the best. It's the best hobby. I hope I keep on winning. At least for a little bit, it would be nice. Don't worry about it, Keegan. Draw whatever you gotta draw. I'll still be here. I like that Berry Knight that you drew. That was pretty cool. I can't ignore the irony that I made a freehand tutorial that I said was quick and easy freehand, and it's an 18-minute long video because I couldn't bring myself to cut out the parts where I discuss specific parts of Disney animation history and a cartoon, well, not a cartoon, and a commercial from the 1950s. I don't know. 18 minutes is apparently longer than is ideal for the YouTube algorithm. Stuff I never really thought about before. Personally, me, I love a good long video. Something I can just sit there and sink my teeth into, absolutely. Before streaming, I was watching a video on that player, the Let Me Solo Her guy of Legend from Elden Ring, which was fun. It is quick and easy, Keegan. None of those steps were hard. You could do it. Anybody can do it. Just a little bit of practice. Certainly the checkerboard anybody can do. Painting squares isn't that bad. I guess figuring out where to place your swirling vine lines is a little bit tricky for the strawberry one, but even then, it's not too hard. It's not too hard. I'd love to do more freehand tutorials, but they would all be like how to paint other things that are made out of candy. And I think people get the idea after, you know, just those two. I guess I could have included stripes or polka dots. Yeah, I could do a freehand 2.0. More patterns. Polka dots are awesome. Everybody can paint polka dots on their miniature. If you are like, I need to add something, polka dots. Polka dots will always work. It's perfect. You can't go wrong. It is admittedly not very intimidating. It does kind of give clown as opposed to anything else. But it is easy. Just green stuff, some pink hair on a goblin, and bam, you've got Starboy. I'd like to do like a big sculpt though, like a nice, chunky one, so that I could like paint it in kind of a chibi cartoon style. I feel like that would be really fun. I'm sure you could kit bash together one. Like, it probably wouldn't be that bad, but like, theoretically, I could commission a sculptor at some point and be like, hey, can you sculpt this? And then I could get a friend with a 3D printer and be like, hey, can you print this? And then bam, little star boys everywhere. Or I'll just get super famous and then brands will want to work with me. And then someone will be like, yeah, we want to partner with you. And I'll be like, great, make me this miniature. And then I'll endorse it. And you'll get 4 million downloads or something like that. I don't think that'll actually happen. But hey, you never know. Stranger things have happened. If I had a Starboy statuette, would I want them all blanched up? Oh, like the Warhammer artist. Or would I want him chilling out in his beanbag chair? Oh my gosh, hi Cameron, how's it going? Welcome. Hello. How are you? The Goobertown Mini Brent method, exactly. I think if I were to have my ideal Starboy miniature, I definitely want it more on the, like, cartoon side than the epic Warhammer side. Mostly because I can't really, like, in my head visualize what Starboy in a Warhammer style looks like to me. I just, like, can't picture it. But I can picture how cute it would be if he was in, like, a little pool floaty, but it was a donut. Or if he was, in his little bumper car, or on his little carousel horse, like in some of my drawings. So, yeah. That kind of stuff would be really cute. Oh my gosh, a Starboy Titan? Starboy in a mech suit would be so cute! A mech made out of donuts and ice cream. Yes! Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to ask my friend if they can draw that. Starboy butt chicken. There it is, Josh. You're still here. Never a worry. Oh, I'm sorry that you're stressed. That fucking sucks. Is your, like, your teaching job thing stressing you out, or is it something else? Or if you don't want to talk about it, that's also cool. Mostly just having to interact with the teacher who's hosting you. That's fair. That sounds like it could be stressful. Yeah, I'm painting some Necromunda bugs. You missed me randomly deciding to do the bases for my Malifaux bears, the stitched together bears, who are kind of, if I recall, they were kicking a little bit of ass last game we played. I think they did pretty well. I don't remember exactly, because it's been a little while. But I think they were doing pretty well. And I just did some basic, candy basing for them. They kind of look like they're in a swamp made out of frosting, which is just perfect vibes for me. I'll be adding that to all of my other Necromunda bases, not Necromunda, to all of my other Malifaux bases, to have that kind of corrupted Candyland theme carried through. which is nearly done. I've almost finished all of my Malifaux minis, which is really good, because, or at least all of the ones that I need for Adepticon. They were in fact kicking some moderate ass. Yeah, they were doing pretty good. But that's okay, like, we're still both pretty new to Malifaux. I don't know why I had to bet painting Nurgle on Malifaux, a game that I don't know the rules of super great, and just, I'm like, yeah, I'm totally gonna win this. We'll hope. We'll hope. The few times Mark is able to be on stream because he lives in a different time zone, I always end up making dumb little agreements, dumb little bets, stuff like that. You all better hope that I win, and not secretly harbor the hope that I lose because you want to see me paint a big gross Nurgle model. I'm sure that Mark will try and convince me to paint the unclean one. I'm also sure that I will then show Mark the price of the Great Unclean One and be like, I'm not spending that much on a model that I don't even like. But fortunately, I'm not even going to have to worry about that because I'm going to win. And then I'm gonna, like, make him watch Evangelion or something. It's down to either Evangelion or Castlevania. And I really can't seem to decide. Or I'll be terrible and make him watch Haikyuu because he won't like sports anime, but I'll be able to subject him to the anime of my choice. What do you mean you just bought it for me, Josh? You did not just buy me a Great Unclean One. Please tell me that is not something you did. I would be mildly concerned. If you buy me a Great Unclean One, and I lose this, I'll just send it back. I'll paint it and be like, here, Josh, you can have this. I don't want to keep this gross man in my house. Take him back. Free him. He does not need to belong in my world. He does not need to sit amongst my other miniatures. I think, though, I should be allowed to... should I be allowed to get the new Demon Prince? I did paint 2 Titans. Maybe when I finish the basing for the Titans, I'm allowed to get the new Demon Prince and paint him. 'Cause I want him. Pretty bad. Whoever decided that he would cost $80, I would like you to meet me in the back alley of between where my house and my garage is, and then I'll be like, why did you make him $80? You're gonna make me cry. That's so unfair. If you made him, like, $20, I could buy, like, 4 of him for the price of 1. And then I could paint 4 of them, and that would be so much less pressure, and it would be so much more fun. I honestly have no idea what the music is in the background. Disclaimer, I have not I have not played Legend of Zelda, any of the games. It was Animal Crossing originally, and then the playlist ran out, and it just put on something else on autoplay, and it didn't sound obnoxious, so I just didn't change it. I was like, yep, this still works. So maybe it's Zelda. Oh, that's really cool, Roz. I don't know what I would do with the rest of the miniatures in that box. Because I kind of only want the demon prints. I don't remember what all comes in the box. And, like, I don't honestly have a strong desire to start a Slaves to Darkness army. I would kind of start, I mean, a Corn army is more likely than anything. And even though I've painted 8 Corn color schemes, and I freaking have that Neopets one that's dope. It looks great. I don't hate it. I still don't actually like it enough where I'm like, yeah, I want to paint a whole Corn army, which is probably for the best. You know, I've got I painted some Corn models. I had a fun time with them. But I don't know that I actually want to paint a Dargan Citadel Corn army. Which is ridiculous because that sounds great, and I could totally paint a freaking Lord Dargan Demon Prince, but I don't know. I feel like it just didn't, after a while, it didn't inspire me as much as it had when I first got it, and that'll happen to me sometimes, and that's okay, and that's perfectly legit, and I can just prime over them, start again. Try something else. So I committed to a paint scheme on a video and then changed my mind later. Oh no, sue me. Listen, Vince Venturella said that nobody quits enough, so I'm just listening to the advice of a wiser painter and quitting the project that I don't like. I'm allowed to do it. Okay, if it's Legend of Zelda, then I hope you enjoy Legend of Zelda. And if you don't enjoy Legend of Zelda, eventually the music will change. I can't really put on something like the Elden Ring or Bloodborne soundtrack, because then I'm gonna want to abandon you to go play Elden Ring and or Bloodborne. And I am now the Elden Lord, after all. I have the most ridiculous outfit on my Bloodborne character, not my Bloodborne character, on my Elden Ring character now. I don't think the stats are good, and the character's design makes them look super wacky. More like a JoJo character than an Elden Ring character, but I fucking love it, and I refuse to change. I'm not going to. So these legs are all going to be giant French fries for the buggies, which I think will look really good. Demon Prince is like $68 on third parties. Now that's a price that I can get behind. More so than $80. You should maybe, just maybe, send a couple of those my way so that I can check that out. Because I'd be very interested. Honestly, I have a couple other expenses that I should probably take care of first, but I have savings for that. While I was putting away Christmas decorations the other day, I found an area of my upstairs ceiling. Seems like a relatively small area, but it's got moisture on it, which sucks. Probably means my roof has a bit of a leak somewhere. I've already called my... Well, I didn't call. I submitted things online because I don't want to talk to anybody on the phone. But I set that all up with my insurance company, and they're sending someone out in like I have my deductible and savings, so it's gonna be fine. It's just kind of annoying that I have to deal with it. And then I found out the other thing that's kind of been weighing on me and is tricky for me to deal with because I've never been in a situation where this has happened before. I live by a road, and there the government has decided to expand that road, and they are seizing some of my front yard to do so through eminent domain, which is completely legal. Even though it's really sucky. I'm gonna have to deal with construction and shit like that in my front yard. And I felt a little silly for being, like, upset about that, because I am, in some fashion, of course they haven't told me the amount, because nobody ever gives you the details of anything bad that's gonna happen right up front. But, they're like, you'll be compensated for this and stuff, and it's just sucky. I'm sad about it. And yeah, it's not like I was using my front yard for much of anything anyway, but it was still my front yard. And it kind of sucks. I don't want the road to be bigger. It looks like they're going to be cutting into where the sidewalk is too, and I kind of liked having a sidewalk. It's not really a guarantee that they're going to bother to replace the sidewalk either, so it's like, what you guys doing, man? Why would you do that? So those are kind of things that I'm thinking about. I think that might be why I stress edited an entire video, like the other night. Yeah, stuff like that. I don't know exactly how it's gonna go, but it kind of sucks. I don't really know what's gonna happen. But, we'll see. They said they're gonna send a negotiator around to talk to me about stuff, and I'm gonna basically be like, you need to pay me a lot of money, and they're gonna be like, we don't want to pay you as much money as you're asking, and I'm gonna be like, well, the average price of a square foot of land according to Google is $222, so we're just gonna times that by however many of my square feet you're taking, and then double it, because I have to be annoyed by the amount of construction and shit that's happening. And I still don't know whether that's gonna be a good price or a bad price, because I'm not smart about these kind of things. I'm sure that it's also gonna bring, like, property value down to have a giant-ass road right outside of my house, but I honestly don't know, because I, again, don't know a lot about these things. But we're gonna see what happens. It would be nice if they paid me a lot of money and then I could just be like, great, I will retire now on this amount of money that you're paying me. I do not think that will happen. But it would be nice if it did. They should pay me at least the amount of one Warhammer army, I think. Because if you're gonna forcibly seize my land, I should be able to raise an army to defend myself, even if it's just tiny and made out of plastic. Not nearly that much, like $700. Yeah, it's probably not going to be as much as I want it to be. Especially with how much freaking disruption it's gonna cause. They're not gonna give me nearly what it's worth. Or what it might be worth. I honestly don't know. I do know that the government is not going to be paying me a decent rate for anything, because why would they give me more money when they could give me less? But we shall see. It's not like there's anything I can do about it, unfortunately. Which feels weird to say, because of course the government is doing something within their legal rights. They're the government. They made the laws. Like, yup, of course they're acting within the law. That guy wrote the law. But I suppose that is how it works when one lives in a society. How much is the Demon Prince? I think that Roz said on like a third-party site it was like $68. If they're not compensating me at least one Demon Prince, that's bogus. You cannot show up with a McDonald's coupon and a crumpled $20 bill and be like, that's what we're giving you, and expect me to be chill with that. That ain't gonna happen. Man, the detail on this one is so much better. Like, you just tell from the difference in the way that the legs are sculpted that they put a different amount of time into the Forge World ones. He has, like, different proportions and a different chonkiness to him that I really like. Maybe he's a different kind of bug. I'm not sure. I think he's supposed to be the same kind of bug. Shout out again to Soda for having assembled this for me. Because I fucking would not enjoy assembling this on my own. But you did a great job. You made this a whole lot easier for me. That'd be the life to hit it big on YouTube. To just hire someone with some of my Patreon money. Be like, hey, you want a part-time job that you ain't gonna hate? How about you assemble all of my miniatures for me? And there's someone out there who's an absolute assembly enthusiast who would just be like, I would adore that job. That would be the best job. Do I have to talk to customers? No. Do I just get to sit there and assemble minis? Yes. 10 out of 10. I mean, I don't imagine that the professional Games Workshop painters are, assembling their own miniatures. I really don't see that happening for the ones that they have to paint as, like, a tutorial video or something. They have some guy putting those together. Oh no! I'm sorry that Slanesh model was knocked off your desk. Damn, you spent so long putting that one together and figuring out where all the pieces went. That's shitty. They should not have done that. I hope they at least apologized. Because if they didn't apologize, that's a dick move. I have cats that will break my miniatures, but they're cats, and often I just have to look at it and go, yep, I didn't store that in a place where you wouldn't be able to reach it, so that one's on me. Achilles is usually the one out, trying to destroy things, and he's pretty damn good at it. Whether I'd like to admit that or not, he's gotten to quite a few. Lobster has never damaged a miniature that I can recall. I think Hector has batted at a few, but he hasn't destroyed any. So overall, we've been pretty lucky. Oh my god, okay, well I guess they do assemble their own miniatures then, damn. I would have figured they just had a guy for that. That would be like the first luxury of becoming like a professional miniature painter. Like, yeah, they hired me to paint miniatures, not assemble miniatures. So somebody else is gonna take care of that. That's luxury right there. That's how you know you made it as a hobbyist, when you don't have to do your own assembly anymore. That's the good life. It's 10 o'clock and your back hurts? That's a good sign to stop, Keegan. Have a good night. Go do something else. Stretch. Have a cup of water. Relax. I'm going to be heading out soon anyway because Warhammer Weekly will be starting up, and I wanted to catch that, and I need to make a cup of hot chockey beforehand so I can be all snuggly. Nighttime routine of watching hobby streams and drinking hot chocolate alone in my house. That sounds so sad, but that's actually the night that I've been looking forward to, like, all day. I don't know if that's brilliant or if that's sad, but, you know, it's something. It's something. It is gonna be comfy as fuck. I'm looking forward to it. I'm also really looking forward to Saturday, because Cameron's coming over, and I was like, hey, do you want to have breakfast food and then watch Scooby-Doo cartoons and then play games? And Z was like, hell yeah. So it's just gonna be a good old time. I wish I had a waffle maker so that I could make waffles, but I don't. So they'll have to be pancakes. But that's fine. Moomins eat pancakes, so you know that shit good. I did eat all the strawberries that I was gonna have with it, so we'll see if between now and then I go out and get some more fruit. Because fruit is good to have to offset other breakfast foods. I don't know. Listen, all the commercials told us that a balanced breakfast was a bowl full of sugar cereal, a full glass of orange juice, a full glass of milk, pancakes, bacon, and scrambled eggs, and toast. So really, who can blame me if my perception of what actually constitutes a reasonable breakfast is a bit warped? I'll tell you one thing, though. That shit tasty. You have a waffle iron? Cameron, will you bring your waffle iron? That way we can have waffles. I don't know which Scooby-Doo we're gonna watch. We're gonna watch whichever one is on HBO Max. Probably not the new one, because I hear Velma's pretty bad, but just, they have, like, a lot of different ones. I also do have Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School on VHS, if we want to go super vintage and put that on the CRT TV. But I don't know. There's one called The Sword and the Scoob, which I was just like, that's a funny pun. Don't know if it's a good movie. I did watch Scooby-Doo and the Goblin King the other day, which kind of slapped, to be honest. Especially because you have Tim Curry voicing the villain, which is fun. That's the one that Breadsword said is hands down the best Scooby-Doo film. Which is why I watched it. I don't know if I agree. I think I like Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Curse better. Because Hex Girls, and also it scared me as a child, which I feel like is a good metric sometimes for whether something is good or not. But yeah, watch some Scooby-Doo. Excellent. We'll have waffles as well then. I'll have to find Party Boy so we can take a photo of Party Boy next to our epic breakfast watching Scooby-Doo with us. And I can be like, ha, that thing I said on stream is a thing that I actually did in real life. Obviously, though, if you get sick or tired and don't want to come or you're super stressed, feel free to cancel. Like, that's okay. I like to let people know that they can cancel plans on me if they want to, because life gets in the way of stuff sometimes. Alright, that's all the French fry leggies on these bugs. So that's where we're gonna wrap up for tonight. I hope you had a nice time. I certainly had a chaotic time, which I define as nice. You might be like, that was a little bit too much for me, which is fair. Not for everybody. We made some good progress, and we have a new stream project, which is always good. I like knowing what I'm going to be painting on stream for a while, so. Looks like McDonald's bugs are our next big thing. It was fun impulsively doing the bases for these guys. I think I'll do like a cake color for the base rims, so it'll look like they're standing on top of little frosted cakes, and then they'll be done, so I can add them to miniatures that I finished in February. That'll be cool. Alright, well, anyway, that's going to be it for me tonight. I hope you guys had a good one. I will see you next time. And I do just want to say, if you haven't checked out my latest video, it would be really cool if you watched that one, because I'd like to know what you think. But until then, I hope you have a good night, and I'll talk to you later.